Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I am joined here, as always, with superfan Devin Circus and Jake Circus of the Jake Circus podcast. And this is the season preview, Browns preview, Jungle Talk. Yeah.
Let's
All right, here
go.
we go. Hey, we finally got here. New season, all good. We're gonna do some season predictions, some bold predictions, and we'll start with the news and notes, but before we get started, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. A show by fans for fans, so just support the channel. It's all we ask. And then Jake does some amazing podcasts. So Jake, tell them where they can find all your stuff.
Yep, Jake Circus podcast on Spotify. We already got week one college football episode up from Sunday. We'll do another one this week for my contest picks, and then every Sunday night from there on out. We're back.
All right. Now, and Jake gives you lots of winners. You got a couple winners for us at the end here on the game there.
Yeah, I
You
got some
got a
dogs
couple
this week
gems
that I'll
for
give
us?
out. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good,
yeah.
good. So if you bet Jake's picks the whole season, you finished ahead. I didn't go down and track it, but I always added yours to parlays, and there were only a couple times I was like, "Oh well, we missed one." But because most of the time you were there, especially on college basketball, you had a couple gems.
Yeah,
Um,
college was nice to us last year. Hopefully the NFL can keep up because that
yeah,
was not
yeah.
very nice last year. But yeah,
Winners,
college was nice.
I'll bet the WNBA. Winners are winners. I don't care what sport it's in. All right, well, let's get started. The first thing we have a couple news and notes. Obviously, finally got Trey done. We knew it would get done. At least
Never
we're
in
not
doubt.
like yeah, at least we're not like Cowboy fans right now, sitting here watching. I mean, that whole Micah Parsons thing, it just took us off the headlines. McLaren got done, Trey got done, and all of a sudden there was the Cowboys dysfunction, in full view of everybody. So fortunately, we weren't part of that. Now I know we increased 14 million, so he's making like 30 million this year. Couldn't do a multi-year deal. Can we still tag him, or is he
Absolutely.
Yes, they
okay?
can.
Absolutely.
So he can get another 40 million. And I don't understand why we couldn't just work out a 3-year deal with 70 million guaranteed. And because the
Because the
tag's gonna be
Bengal,
about 40.
bottom line is the Bengals want to be able to walk away if age catches up with him this year. And, you know,
Okay.
I'm sure they
Wait, the
talked about it. I'm sure they said, hey, Trey, you're going to make 36 next year. If you have a good year, we'll just tag you. Otherwise,
Right.
because there was a lot of talk when the contract first broke before the details came out. Is there a we won't tag you clause? And the fact that it wasn't in there, my suspicion is it had to have been discussed.
Right.
So
Yeah.
essentially, he has a 2-year, $66 million
Right.
contract if he
Right.
performs.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
wait, the
I didn't know if we agreed not to tag him to get him
No,
to take the 14.
no,
So
no.
so we have another year if we want it,
Yep.
basically.
Jake, what were you going to say?
didn't the Bengals offered more than 370 and he turned it down because there were
But
no
it wasn't
guarantees.
guaranteed. There was,
Right,
Yeah.
because
They were-
there were the no
yeah.
guarantees. Well, this is what you asked me like immediately after the news came out. You asked me like because the news came out and then Deanna Rossini tweeted like 10 minutes after what the Bengals initial offer actually was like with all the guarantees. You asked me like how much guaranteed money do you think that they offered it after you won it, and I guessed zero, and that's exactly what it was. But they would be. I don't. I mean, this is way in advance, but like, I don't think they're gonna tag him. That'd be dumb. I mean, maybe tag and trade him, but
That's possible too.
30, can be
yeah. Well, we'll see what kind
33.
of year he has.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Oh,
no, for sure.
36. It goes up 120%. It's 36. And I
Yeah,
think it's actually 32. And I think the tag is something like 38, 37,
yeah.
38.
right.
It's based on the top five of salaries of the position, and Miles
Right.
Garrett and T.J. Watt new extensions did do not help that number. So
No. No, once
Well, the
again,
number is
I'm
actually, the top five is actually below his number, but that 120% is the safety net in case the number's below what that guy's making. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's not the
Top
highest, but
five
it's
isn't going to be his tag number next year. His tag number is going to be 120% of his 2025 contract.
oh,
here's the
wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on.
Yep.
yeah, yeah. No, I thought it was that the tag will be the average of the top five. And then if
Well,
it's a
but think about
second
it. If
tag,
you're number one and 2 and 3 are right behind you, but 4 and 5 are way below, your tag number would go down. So that's where the 120% clause is. So it can't go down. You can't go down in salary by getting tagged.
Right. All right. Well, the bottom line is they would have had more money to deal with if they had done
Oh, I see what
Higgins
you're
and
saying.
Chase last year and they had done Trey last year. They would have paid a lot less. Instead, they act like the contracts are going to go down on receivers, and it cost them a ton of money. It really did.
You know
So,
what? This isn't a knock on you, Mark. All due respect, I don't give a shit, and I'm sick of hearing it. They Bengals do things differently. Take it or leave it. We take it, but for whatever reason, they didn't do it early.
Well,
And
guys, the exactly like we talked about this in the offseason or during the season last year, and I repeatedly said that it doesn't matter what the numbers are going to be, they're going to be able to do it because there's no other players that are going to be extended. And the summer went by,
cap.
and the summer went by, and there was no other players that they needed to extend, no young players, and we're going to hit next summer. And Jamar and T's contract will kick in, or I guess T's contract will be a little bit more, and Jamar's will kick in, and there's still going to be no players that need to be re-signed, so it's going to be fine. And they'll still have money to spend on free agents, which is
right.
not the way you want to build a team. You want to build by extending your own players and not going out and having to spend a bunch of guaranteed money on other teams' players. But maybe someone breaks out. Maybe CTB has a bounce back year. Maybe DJ Turner has a bounce back year. Or Dax Hill, he would need to be extended next summer.
Yeah,
So
Jax is
Right.
one of them.
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah,
but again,
we're,
like,
we're in a
well,
similar boat next year. There's not a lot to extend. And when you look at this defense, every single player on this defense outside of Trey Hendrickson and Geno Stone are guys that have been drafted in the last 2 to 3 years.
Right.
yeah, yeah. I
Well,
mean,
we're hoping that the new DC will be able to make some hay, make some gold out of
the
the hay.
the
That's
word the
so good.
word on camp is that it's going to be a simpler defense.
Okay.
Lou Anarumo is very well. It's actually funny because Lou Anarumo is known for running a very complex defense. Jesse Bates leaves, defense isn't the same because he doesn't have the stability of having that deep safety on the field at all times. Now Lou Anarumo goes to Indy. He's replacing by far like the simplest DC in the league, and Gus Bradley, who all he does is run cover three, nothing else. So now the Colts are going to have like a much more complex defense, and the Bengals are going to have much more simpler defense. So we'll see if that helps.
We'll see what happens. All right, now we added Dalton Risner. We knew we had to deal something with the guards, so we added him. That was a good signing. Hopefully he's ready to go because I didn't like what I saw out of the guard play in the preseason. So, hopefully he's ready to go. And then that we were talking about safety. We're going to add a safety.
You
I
want
mean,
You're going to add
Peppers is
someone
out
else?
there.
you want Simmons, don't you?
Yeah, Simmons or Peppers. I mean, we need some. We could use a veteran back there to help us out. You're watching the Ravens and you're watching the Steelers add DBs because they're responding to our offense. So, I mean, it would be smart for us to do the same thing just so our defense can be the 20th. We've said this all along. I know Chad Johnson said it now and a bunch of, but we were saying it all last year. If we just had a middle of the road defense, 18, 17, 20, and not 30 or 31, we would have been in the postseason last year.
Well,
So,
they would have been in the playoffs if they didn't lose their first three games to two of them to not great teams. And
yeah. So,
Well, two of them were in the championship in
well,
that.
the Commanders in
I
week
know.
three were like not a good team. They had
I
just they
know.
had just beaten the Giants because the Giants kicker got hurt the week before, and that's the
I,
only reason why they beat the Giants.
all we needed to do was force a punt. One punt in that game. We win the game. That was
so
so it's just last year's frustrating, but it'd be nice. I mean, I keep hoping we're going to add, a safety, and I don't see us doing it, but season starts on Sunday, so
Yeah,
here you
I,
go.
yeah, I don't love the depth in the secondary at all. But there's a bunch of young talent there. So if
Well,
what
we'll see what
like
happens at Battle. I got to say something. Battle had a horrible
it was
preseason.
awful. It was
I mean, he just
awful.
looked. I mean, you want to talk about a regression. Hopefully that was just, he had a chance to take Daniels down before he got in the end zone. He looked like they were playing touch football or something. He walked up to him, he like touched him and then let him take 2 steps forward across the goal line. I was like,
Here's something I just thought of that I haven't heard talked about at all. When we drafted Dax Hill, it was because he was a total Swiss Army knife. And if
right,
I'm not mistaken, he played the first 2 years as a safety. First year he didn't play much. Was he bad as a safety year two? Is there any thought? I mean, we've got a little bit of depth at corner. Could they throw him back there?
No, he's a nickel. He's a nickel.
Yeah, nickel
He
corner.
he
Yeah.
he should be the nickel, 100%.
Okay.
Look, if they're in some type of dime defense and Newton and you then Newton probably comes out and maybe Dax Hill can move back. But in nickel, Dax has to be at the line of scrimmage. I think.
Okay.
But we'll see.
And I think CTB has to have a bounce back year. We need him to have a bounce back year.
Oh, he's one of the most important components of the
100%. 100%. So, all right. Well, let's preview the Browns game. Unless we have any other news and notes, we added some people to the practice squad. And go ahead.
I just got to say one thing, and I know it's primarily Bengals fans that listen to us, and the people that we want to smack in the face aren't listening. But the Bengals organization gets so much shit. And go back a year ago, oh, you're gonna have a hard time signing Jamar. Oh, that Jamar done. Oh, you're never going to sign T done. Well, there's no way you're going to keep all three. Hendrickson's done. The Bengals are never going to do anything in training camp to strengthen their team. Dalton Risner could be a very underrated, sleepy signing, and he's probably going to start. The fact that they haven't named a starter probably means they're waiting for him to earn it the last couple days. And I don't know anything about the Pennell guy they just signed the other day. Jake said he's old, fat, and out of touch or out of service, but whatever. He's 330 pounds and he's
a large body to stick in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? Piss off. Look what they did. Congrats to us. And
we got what we wanted.
Got everything we freaking wanted. How many teams had a better offseason than what the Bengals did? It's just painful all along the way.
Now, Trey, well, we also are a popular punching bag. So they're going to sit there and talk about, we were their favorite ones, but McLaren, one of the things that was really weird, I'm going to talk about the Cowboys real quick. Joe Burrow came out and openly said the trade deal has to happen. I mean, he was vocal about it, criticizing ownership and stuff. We had Josh Allen.
Josh, the same thing about T.
Yeah. Oh, no. Joe Burrow was vocal
too.
Well, okay. Josh Allen came out and was pushing on ownership to get Cooks his deal, right? Where was Dak Prescott through this whole thing? It's almost like nobody wanted to get the 20-minute tirade call on their cell from Jerry Jones. There was no mention. Nobody in that locker room said a peep.
And I don't think anybody actually thought that it wouldn't get done. I mean, it's truly one of the more shocking trades. I mean, I can recall. I mean, I'm shocked that they traded him.
And they traded him to a competitor. They traded him to a rival. It's just
like I am more often than not like whoever I'm the contrarian. I'm the guy who will always go the other way. There's no excuse.
No. Well, I sit there and I talk. So somebody said, well, they did get 2 1s and a tackle.
Fuck that.
You could get the tackle in free agency. I said, we drafted Dax Hill and Miles Murphy. That could be your 2 1s. You just said something is a great player in Micah Parsons to a team that you're going to have to face and this is a big if now, if the Cowboys even make the postseason. Because I don't have them as a favorite of making the postseason. Their defense is nothing without him.
Jake and I joked about it right after the trade that the Dallas Cowboys very well could be what the Cincinnati Bengals were last year.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, Dak could put up 30 points and they could lose 6 games. All 6 games. Yeah. It's so all I can say to Bengals fans is we're not the Cowboy fan base right now. I have seen more TikToks and songs about it.
The video, and I think it was Super Bowl week when Burrow was on set with Stephen A. Smith, and they freaking laughed at him. Like they interrupted him to laugh at him when he said, we're going to sign everybody, including Gesicki. We're going to sign Jamar, we're going to sign T, we're going to sign Trey, and we're going to sign Gesicki. Smith freaking laughed at him.
Look, it's just a matter of like what do you listen to? I mean, because if you listen to any Bengals pod, you would know that they were all going to be re-signed pretty easily. I mean, if you listen to anybody else, it's just I don't know. It's just a bunch of garbage. I mean, it's just a bunch of garbage.
In the end, oh, and by the way, Daniels not as vocal as Allen or Burrow, but Daniels did come out and speak about McLaren. All those players got paid. and then Parsons is dealt because Jerry Jones and the whole thing. So, like I said, hey,
That whole thing
at least we
was
took
so
care of
weird.
our business.
Yeah. Yep. That whole thing with Parsons was so weird. If you read his account, which really didn't get refuted, the whole thing was just weird with the negotiations that did take place. And then Jones, or they didn't, or did they? And then Jones didn't want to talk to his agent. And Parsons, like, if you're not going to talk to my agent, I'm not going to talk to you. And the whole thing was crazy. And then
Well,
they just trade him like that. Nuts.
yeah, well, I'm loving I did some early parlays and I started everything off with, Philadelphia and I'm loving that game now. I teased it. I have it less than a touchdown. Because I just thought the Eagles were going to win week 1 against the Cowboys. Now without Parsons there, I don't see how that doesn't come to fruition. So,
There you
um,
go.
but we'll get into the gambling stuff towards the end. Let's jump into the Browns preview. Okay. Uh, Concerns for me. Now I know we play a very vanilla defense and we're trying to get matchups and one-on-ones and we don't really show our hand, but our defense looked like Swiss cheese, especially on the run side. Especially when it was ones against ones in the Washington game. So I'm concerned about our defense, them being able to run
How
on us. And
about
I'm
our
con
ones against Phillies twos in the opener?
yeah. Yeah, no, defense. Well, I mean, offense wise, I'm happy we played Burrow the amount we did. I didn't like the little Keystone Cup scrambling play where he took a hit he should not have taken. It's like, come on, it's preseason, throw the ball away. But with all that said, we escaped without any major injuries. Um, so hopefully we win our first 2 games. But
Whoa,
but
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's win the first one first,
yeah,
Mark.
yeah, no, no, no. Well, we're gonna
One at a time.
when we go through the season predictions, we'll
Okay.
talk about that. But the Browns, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned about Myles Garrett. Those are just concerns, and we always seem to have problems with the Browns. But I'm hoping that we can rectify that. In terms of better defensive coordinator, different defensive coordinator. I'm not going to say better yet until we see what the product is, but I'm hoping he can energize this team and we take care of business. So, but I'm concerned defensive side of it all. The Bengals will put up points on this Browns defense. They will. As long as they keep Joe upright, which is why Myles Garrett is my biggest concern. So, what are your guys' thoughts?
And you got a rookie at guard on that side, which is scary.
Right. So, so what are your thoughts there, Jake? You've got the staring off.
Yeah, concerned. The only concern defensively for, like, I guess offensively for the Bengals, Brown's interior defensive line is pretty nasty. Um, they get Malik Collins, Mason Graham, so Myles Garrett can kind of rush from everywhere, and then they're even more dangerous on the inside. That's not too fun. Week 1 jitters. So I don't know. Maybe a slow start for the offense. I could certainly see. That's about it. The Browns don't have anyone to cover who we have. The secondary completely fell off last year. They forced like the least amount of turnovers in like NFL history. Every player they had, including Denzel Ward, had a down year. So maybe they're in for like regression or everyone steps up. But what they had last year, they're trotting pretty much everybody else back out there. They didn't make any moves of note in the secondary. Not too worried.
I'm hoping Flacco plays the whole game. We want Flacco back there, a non-mobile. We know what we get with Flacco, so I think we can handle stuff. You
I'd
know,
have no problems if Dylan Gabriel gets put in the game.
so we're probably gonna see him later in the season,
Right,
but
right.
uh, but
Hey, Jake Garrett likes to dive through over the center a lot, right? Back over the middle. Do you
What do
think
you
that's
mean?
different? Garrett, when he rushes, he kind of goes inside a lot, doesn't he?
We do a lot of stuff with him. I mean, they put him in one-on-ones. They can stunt him. They do a lot of stuff with him. But
yeah,
yes, the interior of the offensive line is a concern here.
yeah.
But
Right.
not just but not
That's
just
what I was
because but like not just because of Garrett. Like that interior for the Browns is gonna be really good.
okay.
What's the over/under on the game?
Uh,
Whatever it is under, probably.
Whatever it is, take the under.
Yeah, I mean, even last year, like
47 and a half. It's kind of high.
very high. Wow. Even last year, like the 2 times they played, the Bengals struggled offensively, and that was actually like the 2 best defensive games the Bengals played all year.
Yeah. That's true.
These teams aren't very different from a year ago.
Right. All right. So you want to give me your predictions on the game?
I mean, they better not lose.
Right. Well, we're gonna
Like
get into
they like
that
they
on.
they they really should they really shouldn't lose. I mean, this is like the trends like week one dogs like they cover, but like they got a touchdown to work with here. Like I don't think they're gonna blow them out by any stretch. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a low scoring under game. But if this game's within a field goal touchdown in the fourth quarter, like they better not fucking lose. So I'll go I'll go 2017 Bengals.
Okay.
Real low scoring.
Yeah.
I had 24-16. I wasn't that far off, but and I could see it being 20-21-16, and we're pulling our hair out, biting our nails,
Probably.
and then we add the field goal maybe to get us a little cushion.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm thinking like 10-7 at halftime.
yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But we've got, like I said, Devin, you're going to throw a score out there?
Yeah, I'm probably stuck more in 2024 than 2025. I'm going 30-26.
30-26. All right, so he's got the over. So, hey, put your predictions for the score down in the comments. Let's tell us we're crazy, we're not crazy.
I
You're agreeing with
I
Devin?
wouldn't be shocked with I would not be shocked with that. Like if Taylor lets it rip and lets the receivers do what they do, then the Bengals will put up points here. Like I said, the Browns secondary had a terrible year last year and they didn't do anything um in the offseason and they lose their best linebacker in coverage and JOK who's had a terrible injury at the end of the year last year, so he's not going to be out there. Um they lose Thornhill. So like Emerson was great 2 years ago, was terrible last year, and then Newsome and Ward, who were not good last year at all. So if, but I don't like trust Taylor to be really aggressive in week one. I mean, he's gonna do whatever it takes to win because like he knows that that's what needs to happen.
Right.
But when Zach Taylor coaches to win, he actually is coaching not to
Not
lose.
to lose. Well, we always use the
I
golf
just
analogy. If you're putting not to miss, you'll miss.
Yeah,
You have to be putting to make it. So,
my one hope is that they come out and you don't need to get too cute. You don't have to open up the entire playbook like it's week 12, but just keep it smart. Run the slants. I mean, Jamar's unstoppable on the slants. So frankly, so's T and Andre Yoshi's pretty damn good too. Like be smart, run the slants, keep Joe upright, keep the defensive line away from Joe. And hell, I don't care if we're going to win the game 3-0, but let's just be smart and take care of business.
right.
Yeah, I've got over Chase Brown receptions on the first drive, over 1.5. Two,
Okay.
two screens to start the season.
Yeah, no, and he looked good, and he looked
You
great in
actually have that,
preseason.
or
And
you just
No,
sort of,
that's not a real
oh,
thing. That's not a real thing.
dude, these days,
No,
who knows?
the two first the opening play calls are going to be the quick wide receiver screen to Jamar.
right,
Hopefully he breaks 4 tackles on that, and then they'll do a slip screen to Chase Brown that never works.
Right.
right.
The over under on passes that have less than 5 air yards on drive one is 4.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. You can have the 4.5 as long as you convert some of them.
They
Well, you
better not
have to, or you won't get 4.5.
Yeah, right, right.
they
So,
better not fucking lose. They
no.
better not lose.
Well, we all got them winning this week, so they're 1-0 with on our pick. Let's go look at the rest of the schedule because we talked about, the soft start, the soft finish, the hard stuff in the middle, when we did our schedule show. But what do you guys have? I have us down at 12-5. And I'll tell you where my losses are if you want to hear them. I've got I've got us winning the first two. I cannot stress this enough. We have got to go 2-0. I mean, if you can't win against the Browns week one and then come home and beat Jacksonville week two, but with those, it's set up for you to go 2-0 for the first time ever in Joe's career. We've got to do it. Then the Vikings, Broncos. I say, okay, we win. Maybe we lose one of those. We're 3-1. I've got us the same thing with Detroit and Green Bay. Split those. So now we're 4-2. I've got us splitting with Pittsburgh and splitting with Baltimore. Okay. And then I've got us losing to Buffalo. So those are my 5 losses.
I got to go next.
You got to go next.
I went through it and I said we're going to win 3 out of the first 4, split with Lions and Packers, win 3 straight, lose Pittsburgh, beat the Patriots, lose at Baltimore and Buffalo, and win out. So I have not only the exact same record as you, the exact same losses as you.
And we
I
didn't
did
even
that
compare. It
before
was
we
just
got on. Nope. I
looking
had
at the same
literally
thing.
the exact same schedule.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys have the
I
Bengals
think
going
it's I
12
think
and
it's
5.
smug to not think we're going to split with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. It's just too much,
Yeah.
I just think it's too arrogant to say you're going to, So and then the other losses are kind of like, hey, you win one, lose one.
Yep.
It's not going to be 17-0, so
You guys have the
I
Bengals going 12 and 5.
yeah.
That's interesting because like we've done the show the last 2 years and I think we all had them winning double-digit games. We're like, well, you got to split with Baltimore and you got to beat Cleveland twice and maybe you split with Pittsburgh and they're like they what 6 division games a year, so they're 4-8, 5-7 in their division games the last 2 years. They haven't beat Baltimore. They're 0-4 in Baltimore the last two
Yeah, but the
years.
2 years before that, I think they were 9-3.
They were
Ten
well,
and
they were
two.
very. But I'm just like, you forgetting
I
that Zach Taylor is the coach?
All right. Well, so what do you got?
I am going 10-7. I actually like the schedule. I think they start 4-0, and then like I don't think Denver's that good. I don't think Minnesota's that good, and then it kind of falls off. I don't think it's really serious to think that they're gonna win all three of Pittsburgh, Jets, Bears, Pittsburgh, and then I don't know. I don't think they'll beat. They're not gonna go to Buffalo and win. They probably
Well,
won't
I
go to
had that
Baltimore.
as a loss.
Probably won't go to Baltimore and win. The spot week 15 is really good, getting Baltimore for the second time in 3 weeks,
Right.
getting that game at home, and then we'll see what Miami, Arizona, and Cleveland look at the end of the year. But I gave them 2-1 in that, so yeah, I have them going 10-7. I I think this team will
You
be in
don't
the
think they
playoffs.
win their last three? You don't give them an 11?
I don't know. I mean,
don't think you got anywhere near 7 losses with what you just did, Jake.
yeah, I have them
Just
losing
saying
to.
10-7 to be realistic, but I don't think you got 7 losses when
I
you
ha
went
Yeah,
through it.
because he had us
Yeah,
losing. He has us not winning both the Jets and the Bears, and he has us not winning the last three. He's got us 2-1. So there's his two more
Okay.
losses.
and then
Yeah.
I have them losing to both of the North teams, week 5 and 6. I think they'll lose to Detroit and
Okay.
Green
Okay.
Bay. But it's
I
also
think,
like it's so hard to go game by game. It's just
of
like
course.
you pick out spots. You're like, oh, they're all 2-1 here, but injuries pop up, and who knows
Of
what
course.
quarterbacks are going to be healthy, and they could be getting Tyson Bagent instead of Caleb Williams, and then that changes. They could be getting Joe Milton or not Joe Milton. He's on the Cowboys. That was a bad
Cowboys.
example. They could be getting whoever the. Oh my God, my guy is the Patriots backup. I forgot. The guy from Woolridge is the backup for New England. Loved watching him at Louisiana.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Is he not the backup? Maybe he's third string. Who's who's
Oh, the
who's New England's
backup.
backup?
I can go ask your brother.
Maybe I swear he made the team. Ben Woolridge, rookie from
I think he's the
Louisiana.
3.
Oh, it's
He's the
wait,
3.
fuck, he didn't make the team. Shit.
Hang on, I'll tell you.
The Pats have Dobbs and DeVito.
Oh yeah, it's Dobbs.
Yeah,
If
they
if
signed
Drake
DeVito
May
when he
gets
got
hurt, we will
released.
lose that game. We'll lose to Dobbs. I guarantee you.
Well, and you know what? I want to say something about the Patriot game. That's going to be a lot tougher game. I mean, Vrabel is the
Absolutely.
coach. The defense was already there. That's one of those games. The only reason I have us down as winning it because it's in Cincinnati. I thought maybe we could, but and coming out of the bye, we typically will come out with some. That's why I think we beat Pittsburgh. I have us before we got to win those two games because then you're going Baltimore, Buffalo, Baltimore. So you don't want to
Well,
drop the Patriots or the Steeler game coming out
That's
of the
a
bye.
brutal. I mean, we talked about this when we did the schedule.
The
That's
middle of
a
the schedule is tough.
brutal. That's it. No, the back end. The at out coming out of the bye at Pittsburgh, Patriots, at Ravens, at Bills, Ravens, then at Dolphins.
Right.
Who knows what you're getting at Dolphins?
well,
No.
I have bad news. He actually got cut, so he's not even on the practice squad.
Who,
So
your boy Woolridge?
Yeah. Oh well. We will lose to Josh Dobbs. So hopefully May's healthy because then I think we win that game. I don't think the
so
Pats are that good. I think it's
no,
that was
the Pats is going to be a game. They're going to win all their games low scoring. They're not going to be.
yeah, but
Ah,
their
I don't
defense
see.
their defense isn't good. Like Vrabel's gonna come in, but like Vrabel's defenses in Tennessee weren't even that good. He's a vibes guy. That's just a terrible roster. They have a terrible roster.
All right.
I'm out on the Patriots. I think their schedule is easy, so like they might be in the mix, but
Right.
like they're like the 1B that like of like Denver last year, except Denver actually had like a legit defense. The Patriots don't have anywhere. They were the they were the second worst defense in the league last year.
You might get a guest appearance from one of
You
two.
don't fix that with one guy. No, I'm the people are happy. Dude, I saw someone pick the Patriots make the playoffs and had the Bengals out. I'm like, how do
Right.
you do that?
Well, Good Morning Football had us out.
It's so
So,
unserious. That's a bad roster. That's like a fundamentally bad roster.
You very well might be getting a guest appearance from one of two people, and or both people in this
I
house.
don't care. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose on Sunday. I don't care.
Oh
so
boy. Oh,
all right.
That
All
team's
right. So
not.
let's so
oh,
we've got
I
them
hear
winning. We've got them
footsteps.
winning
I hear
week
footsteps.
one.
Here comes Patriots correspondent Tracy Circus.
Hey, let's talk about game one last
Okay,
season.
no, you need to go away.
Just saying. Do we need to go back there, Jake?
Kept us out of the postseason. It's a game we should have won.
Tanner freaking Hudson.
Tanner Hudson at the goal line. So
All right, that's all. I'm out.
There's your Patriots correspondent Tracy Circus signing off.
there you go. All right. So we've got a 12-5, 12-5, 10-7, which is I made two futures bets because there's not enough meat on the bone for Super Bowl, AFC North. None of those there's enough meat on the bone. I bet the over 9.5 on the wins.
Wait, that's what our over under is?
9.5.
Oh, Jake, we're rolling our White Sox over into that.
So
Unfortunately, I don't have the financial ability to do that. I need that White Sox money to pay off another debt because I lost every other regular season win total I had in MLB this year.
all right. The other one I did was I took the Bengals prop to make the playoffs. So
What's that?
it was minus 150, I think.
All right.
So 200 to win 300, or
All right.
let's see, 300 to win 200. But I threw those two out, and I did the 650 for 500 on the 9.5.
All right. Mark, I can't believe you glossed over the fact that Jake and I have been watching and supporting the Chicago White Sox all year
Hey,
long.
winners are winners. You said you have
said we
White
were
Sox
watching.
money, which
That's
means
true.
you made money. I don't
Oh.
care. It's like the stock market. TRW, I don't care what companies you buy. There's plenty of places to make money. Winners are winners. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like I said, if somebody calls me up that I trust and he says Mercury money line in the WNBA tonight, I'm going online and placing the bet. It's like I want winners. So
Oh,
I don't care what sport they're in. I could care less. Winners are winners.
I have a
Fair
bet that I'm gonna give it that I found a couple days ago. I don't know if it's on DraftKings or anything. You might have to like go to Bovada and bet it. But if this Zach, like I truly believe that this early season stuff is like more so variance than anything. But if on the off chance that it's not, and they lose their first two, Zach Taylor first coach
Coach
fired
fired.
is like
But
the bet that I
the only problem with that is Mike Brown's famous quote: "I don't pay people not to coach.
Yeah.
I don't pay people to not coach. I don't pay people not to work or whatever."
well, if it's week 8 and they're
It's
two-
not a Mike Brown
2
thing.
and 5, nobody's gonna be at the game.
Right. That's what he feels. He feels parking money, concession money, the stuff that the owners get to keep.
No, I know.
That when he's not making that, because they're not there isn't butts in the seats. That's what he feels.
But there's also a chance. Well, he got you saw extended, didn't he?
Who?
Like
Zach?
Taylor, like 2 years ago.
Oh, a couple years.
Because there's also a chance that like that could happen like on Black Monday. He just gets fired. I don't know if that bet would pay out if he gets fired with every other coach. But like there might be a chance that a coach doesn't get fired in the middle of the season.
He was extended in 2022 after the Super Bowl
Right.
through 2026.
Okay.
So there's 1 year there.
After this, yeah. 1
Yeah,
year.
Mike Brown gave him a 4-year extension. What a fucking joke.
So
No,
But,
I don't think his contract was up in 2022. I think it just got extended a couple years tacked on.
yeah. You probably had 2 more years there. But all right, so is that your bold prediction?
No, I don't think it's gonna. I think they're gonna win their first two.
I do. I will literally, my brain will explode. You can watch it here on YouTube. I'll turn the camera on so you can watch my head. But if we don't go 2-0, I don't know when we can. I mean, we played
Yeah.
Burrow. We broke all the molds. We've got we've got to come out of the gate and win these first two. We
Yeah,
have to.
well, I think week one's much more expected than week two, even week two, the home opener. But I like Jacksonville this year. I think they're gonna be better, but we'll save that depending how they look against a terrible Carolina team on Sunday. So yeah, I think the first two, like they'll be a touchdown favorite.
I
And
watched Jacksonville in the
like,
preseason. I wasn't really impressed with what I saw. They're still trying to find, it's hard on Trevor Lawrence because they keep changing coaches and scheme,
right,
and I
we get
feel
them really
bad
near.
for
No, for
him.
sure.
And
They don't
Liam
catch a
Cohen a good
mid-season stride, but I don't think by week two we're gonna really. It's our home opener. They win week one, they come home, they're gonna beat Jacksonville. Um, I just didn't see a lot there. I mean, as my last running back, I picked up ITN just because he is a starter. But believe me, I very reluctantly picked him
Barely.
up because he's on Jacksonville. I was like, this guy's probably never going to start on my fantasy team, but you know.
Well, they got other guys there too. He's
They
I
got
thought
a
he was gonna get
four-headed
traded.
monster. They got a four-headed monster there.
I got the
Yeah.
big, so I just, like I said, I wasn't overly impressed with what I saw from their ones. But once again, it's preseason, but we have to. This is a year when you look at the schedule, we have got to win the first two games. We can't
Just
have these records in September and then kind of dig out holes every year. I mean, because where do you make the games up? In Buffalo? I mean, sweeping Baltimore. I mean, where do you pick up the wins then?
Right.
just a little nugget for Jacksonville because I love to nerd out on this stuff and
Good.
hopefully we'll talk about it next week.
Nerd
But
out for us.
I don't know if he's gonna play. There were you mentioned ETN who you have in fantasy. You might end up wanting to cut him. There were two running backs in college football last year who were like far and away better than everybody else in broken tackle rate. It was Ashton Genty, obviously, who should have won the Heisman, and then it was Bayshaw Tootin from Virginia Tech, who the Jaguars took in the fourth round, and they got LaQuinn Allen too, who was pretty good. But this guy Tootin from
All
Tech
right.
is pretty
Well,
good.
I'm in a dynasty league, and like I said, I have Chase Brown. I have bodies. He's never gonna. And I picked up Harvey on Denver as so. Like I said, I'm not. I reluctantly picked him up because I don't believe in the Jacksonville offense. But if you like that guy, maybe I'll make that move. So, but
And Liam Cohn loves his rookie running backs. There was no expectation
Bucky.
that Bucky Irving was going to do anything last year, and out of the
oh
gates, he was on fire.
yes, he was. All right, so you got what bold predictions? Anything?
Yeah, but I I like the defense. I think that they're going to be solid. I think I think if there's a unit that like not that we'd be worried about the offense or that the offense will be worse than the defense, but I think the narrative at the end of the year is the defense stepped up and wow, the offense was good, but it could have been more.
Whoa.
I like that. You know what? I'd be happy with that prediction because if the defense steps up, our offense stepping back still means we're scoring 24, 28 points. So, that puts us at 12 wins if that actually happens.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like that bold prediction.
Yeah. So much of what goes on, and whether it's fantasy or projecting the new season, it's so hard to get away from, well, it happened last year, so it's going to happen again this year. The Eagles are, the day after the Super Bowl, the two teams that just played in the Super Bowl are always the favorites, and it's stupid. It's so easy to say, Jamar Chase is far and away. Jamar Chase last year was a top 5 receiver, top 3 receiver in the NFL. Now he's light years ahead of Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb because of 1 year. That whole mindset is mind-boggling to me because it's recency bias. Jamar Chase is great. Joe Burrow's great. The offense is great. Is it going to score 35 points a game like it did last year? To your point, I hope not. I also am a fan of this defense. I also am a huge fan of the changes that have taken place on the offensive line with the coaches on the offensive line, as well as we'll see about the defense. My bold prediction is Shamar Stewart is in the discussion for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Joe Burrow wins the MVP, and the Bengals are in the mix for the 1 seed and fighting for a Super Bowl berth.
Okay, I love all those. And mine, I had CTB bounce back, and I had Joe Burrow winning MVP. Those are my two bold predictions because I love one thing we haven't talked about is the receiver room. I mean, you look at
It's
that receiver room, it's loaded. It
yeah.
was so loaded. I didn't think Burton made the team, but I thought that Burton might not make the team. The room
Oh,
was
they were always taking six.
so no, I understood that, but I just thought maybe they would because he just hasn't. Listen, what was it, Tinsley? I mean, that guy made the most of preseason and camp. That guy made some amazing catches. I wouldn't be surprised if he works his way back in where he's platooning with Yoshi. In terms of
Yo, dude, leave my man Yoshi.
oh, I
Yoshi
love Yoshi.
so
Like I said,
underrated.
our
He's
even
so
Charlie
underrated. He's
Jones
the
looked really good in the
stud.
preseason. Charlie Jones looked great. So I love our receiver room, which is why I
Mark,
think
you got
Joe
you
Burrow
got to
wins
stop.
MVP.
You
Wait,
gotta stop smoking the preseason crack.
the
So
Bengals have 5 tight ends,
McLaughlin got cut. Who are you
but
looking
they took Grandy, Hudson, Fant, Sample, and Gesicki. How
yeah.
did how the fuck did Hudson make the team? I mean, I knew he made the team, but I'm looking at it now.
at?
I'm realizing.
Grandy got put on the practice squad.
Well, no, what I'm looking. So maybe okay, maybe they're elevating. I'm seeing Grandy's on.
I seen Grandy on too. I just printed out the
Oh shit, you're right. I
oh,
thought
they're
he was
carrying five
practice
tight
squad.
ends. I
Why
just
do you have
there's
five
just
tight ends?
if we could keep Joe healthy and keep him upright, I think he's determined.
Well, they only have 2 QBs because Rippon is on the practice squad.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
only
took
three running
they
backs.
took they took 5 tight ends and 6 receivers.
Oh, you know what else, Jake? They only have 8 linemen.
No, I know. 9.
Oh, is Risner nine or? Oh yeah, Risner
Yeah,
is.
Risner's
Yeah, yeah,
9.
And then the guy
So
we cut got picked up already for Risner's spot.
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
there's no right tackle. I mean, I guess Ford would be the right tackle, and then Rivers is first off the bench. God help us at left tackle if Brown gets hurt.
My man, I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Wasn't it Devin Kirkland, the guy that filled
Jackson
the left tackle?
Jackson Kirkland.
No,
I
not him. There's Cochran, Devin Cochran. He played left tackle last year when Brown got hurt, and actually had a couple of
Yes.
good games. I remember Heath fell in love with him. Devin Cochran. I think he's still a practice squad.
Not on the team.
Practice squad. Practice squad.
Off.
Right.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Look practice squad.
they got Andrew Coker and then Javon Foster, MIZ, at offensive tackle.
Right.
M McLaughlin made the practice squad, but I don't think he's healthy.
Seth McLaughlin, right? You're not talking about
Yeah.
Tanner McLaughlin. Yeah,
Seth,
Yeah. Yep.
but I think he's hurt. I could be wrong.
He is. He is. No, he is. He is.
And then Pennell is on the squad who they just signed. So I would assume that either Cross or McKinley Jackson would get the boot when they add Tennell. Unless they want to just cut one of those tight ends, which they should. I don't know why.
I don't know what you're
talking
looking
about.
at, but I'm seeing Cochran was cut on the final day, but then added to the practice squad the next.
I'm looking at the practice squad.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Right. All right. We've got our bold predictions. So, Jake, you want to give us a couple winners while you're thinking about it on the college ranks, maybe, or the pro?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Going to let's pull it up here. Friday Night Lights. Everyone, I will be watching I will be watching Chiefs Chargers for my job. But I'll also have eyes on JMU plus 14.5 against Louisville. That's a sneaky playoff team, JMU out of the Sun Belt. And then Iowa plus 3 money line. Cyhawk rivalry.
There you go.
What do you mean +3 money line?
Plus 3 and money line. They're gonna win.
Oh, and money line. Got
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Both.
I think
Okay.
they're going to win money line it. Get the juice.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there you have it. Well, Jake, remind everybody where they can find all your stuff.
Jake Circus Podcast on Spotify. We'll have episodes weekly. Should be a few every week coming out. Yeah, it's fun. We're back.
Yeah. And like I said, this show's a show by fans, for fans. All we ask is that you support the channel, subscribe, tell friends about it, hit the bell so you know when our episodes go up. We do a recap immediately after the game ends. So we're one of the few shows that does that. Most of them have more production involved, so they have to do it later. So, we're online as soon as the game ends. we do our post our show. So join us for the recaps and support the channel. And here we are. Season's almost upon us. So with that, I'm going to say, hoo day, everybody.
Who dey?
Hoo day. Take care.